Here's an interesting one. Let's watch it. I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm gonna let them talk, but like, so I was looking this up. So this CIA thing, I found this video, then I found this. It ain't that big of a deal, but it could be big of a deal because they could have ran off with this. This is the files were deleted like at seven in 1973, like a lot of them. So they might have found something. Reveal that tests occurred at various locations. Edgewood Arsenal. Where's that? Human experimentation. It's it's literally the CIA delving into black magic. Okay. And if any of it worked, they could hijack the minds of billions of people. All right. If done right. But look, Project Mkoften was a CIA-funded covert program in the 1997, obviously the MK designed to test the behavior and toxical alongside research and incapacitating agents like, what is the incapacitating agents like? What is that? Occult practitioners such as witches and clairvoyants. You know some shit was going down. What is this? A potent and long-lasting anti-cholinergic related to the chemical warfare. Effects can last anywhere from 5 to 10 days, sometimes manifesting as a. They were doing this to see if there was a. They were just getting high and fucking with their brains, but to see if they could actually go into the deepest parts of the mind if drugs are actually, because I guess they were looking at like what people were taking during the time and we're just doing it to the fullest extent and see what people were seeing. And what happened to most of the Mkoften files were deliberately destroyed in 1973 by CIA Director Richard Helms alongside MK Ultra records as Watergate threatened to expose illegal CIA activities. The purge was part of a major cover-up, leaving only fragmented information. Who's this guy? Is he still alive? Who the fuck is that? Is that a president? He look like a president. He's dead. How was he? Oh, he didn't live much longer after that, did he? Oh no, he did. 30 more years or so. 20. Oh, after Helms left the CIA, he was confirmed by the U.S. Senate as the new U.S. ambassador to Iran and proceeded to Tehran in 1973. He would continue to serve until January 1977. Wait, hold on. So this guy's important. He was the ambassador of Iran, which we're currently in war with. And this man had to deal with the fucking, well, nah. Imagine being the ambassador of Israel. It'd be fucking crazy. After World War II, it'd be crazy. But look, so this guy, let me read more on him. What? Why would he? Why would he get rid of those files and then run to Iran? What's in Iran? Oh, he probably learned that, like, I don't know. Because they were Shia, right? The Shia are in Iran. That's Muhammad's bloodline, and maybe they knew that. I don't know. Maybe they learned that after taking the drugs. This guy was on the drugs and then the ambassador. I don't have no fucking clue. Okay, let's just keep
Operation Often was initiated
go.
around 1967 and 1968 by Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, head of the CIA's Technical Services Division, as part of the agency's Cold War.
I already got through all this. Let's go.
What if you could make a song using only your voice? Let's start with the drums.
I got another ad
We're at
too.
that
No,
point.
it's not.
Fair. We cannot solve this problem at the consciousness of scarcity. And, this is a classic Rosicrucian, contest between the Ahrimanic forces. So Ahriman was the great reducer. It was the only thing that's real is that which can be counted, that which can be measured. Everything else doesn't exist. And then there's the Christos, Christ energy, which is everything is abundant, equal in love, and filled with the infinite love of the divine, right? So
he has been losing his talking point. The other guy has a lot of talking points. Let's hear what you guys say.
To the Christos energy, and or to answer the policy questions about how we're going to defend ourselves. Both of those have incredible parallels to them.
They were doing it for to bring it back to light, I guess, but it's the CIA, so then it's was he corrupted? Who was president at that time? When did this happen? Mkoften to early 1970s. Okay. President 1969. Richard Nixon. Alright, so he appointed this dude? Or when did it start? Did he get rid of the program? I feel like Richard Nixon got rid of the program. When did it start? Who appointed Mkoften in the 1960s? By the CIA itself. Okay. In conjunction with the Department of Defense, it was a successor or a partner program to MK Ultra. Behavior, drugs, and animals. Okay, cool. MK Ultra. Let's see. That's all it says. Okay, so President 1964. Lyndon B. Johnson. This guy weirdo. He look like a weirdo. Is he cool? Following the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Johnson was subsequently elected to a full term in his own right in November 1964. Wait. John F. Kennedy, was he Republican? I don't even know. I mean, they were all in the first Catholic president. Oh, fuck this. He was the youngest person elected president. He started that shit. Alright. Was a Democrat and served as the 35th president of the United States he was a lifelong serving he was a Catholic. Yet he remained deeply rooted in the demic of his time. He came from a prominent. He's a swindler. John F. Kennedy was a swindler. I don't know if they were bad back. The Democrats did all that bad shit back then. And he was faithful to it. Well, why did I predict that? Because it's the most twisted shit. Nigga got bopped, bro. I mean, shit. Y'all like JFK? What? JFK's policy. Look at this. Hold up. On liberal domestic reforms and active Cold War foreign engagement. Okay, he was fucking with the Russians. Okay, cool. Promoting civil rights legislation. The civil rights movement was a bullshit thing. Launching the Peace Corps. Initiating the Apollo moon mission. Probably didn't happen now that I think about it. And maybe did happen. No, Armstrong probably. I did that shit. And advocating for the Alliance for Progress in Latin America. Protect the unemployed, increase the minimum wage, and energize the business and housing sectors. An American on the moon and return home slave food to Earth. They were just like, that's what they wanted. That's what JFK wanted to do. Dude, that is some liberal shit. Liberal shit. We did it, but like, thanks to the liberal fucker. But like, JFK, what did he do? What bad did JFK do? Wait. Was Mkoften under JFK? What did I say? Okay, hold up. We're getting deeper into the madness. A brief history of mind control. Alright. Nigga got popped, bro. We got it on camera. You got Kurt, bro. Look, JFK the first Kurt, bro. JFK the first Kurt. I ain't worried about shit. Democrats wanna come? Dude, it's literally a elephant donkey war. Like, I don't know what a donkey of a man. Elephant in the room. Hold up, man. JFK fucked bad policies. For several major policies, primarily the failed Bay of Pigs invasion, escalating U.S. involvement in Vietnam. The failed 1961 Bay of Pigs invasion, escalating and bringing the world to the brink of nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Other critiques include his slow initial response to civil rights, a shaky Vienna summit with Khrushchev. Who's Khrushchev? And supporting a regressive tax policy. Approved a CIA-backed plan initiated under Eisenhower to overthrow Fidel Castro in Cuba. The operation was a massive failure as Kennedy restricted air support, leading to the capture or death of the invading forces. Holy fuck. He restricted air support as they were trying to take Cuba? I'm gonna fucking get JFK, bro. Little bitch ass. Now look at them. They're just suffering, dude. Cuba. I don't know what I've seen the streets of Cuba. They're fucked. Okay, hold up. Number of U.S. military in South Vietnam deepening American involvement in the conflict. Significantly increased the number in Vietnam. Maybe we need to leave Vietnam. I'm just kidding. We're already there. But look. While often praised for his handling of the crisis, critics argue his earlier aggressive actions, including the Bay of Pigs and authorized nuclear buildup, helped escalate tensions to the brink of nuclear war. His 1961 Vienna meeting with the Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev was widely considered a failure, with Khrushchev viewing him as weak, which arguably led to the construction of the Berlin Wall. Civil rights and racial injustice. Critics argue that Kennedy administration was initially slow to act on civil rights, with some arguing his administration did basically nothing to oppose the apartheid era South African government. What? Critics point to his endorsement of certain regressive tax policies, which some argue provided intellectual. I'm worried about this Cuba shit. What's the worst thing? That's the day 34. John F. Kennedy. For that. That he deleted it? Why'd he delete it? The public can even act like he wasn't a bit of a war hawk. The public can even act like he wasn't a bit of a war hawk. Who put the nukes in Turkey? Pretty much forcing USS to put nukes in Cuba, bring us to the brink of World War II. Who greenlighted a military coup in Latin America country? Cuba? Well, he didn't get air support. What are you talking about? Who started the Cuban crisis? Who started an ugly and brutal war based on entirely false pretenses which they knew were false? South Vietnam? Are we in North Vietnam or South Vietnam? I don't know. Are they even split? No clue. Which they were. If he survived and served a full 2 terms, Jet look awfully similar to. Who is this? I don't know who that is. You're not talking about the Gulf of Tonkin, Nixon, are you? That was under Lyndon B. Johnson. To digress a bit, a few years ago, I crossed the paths with a communicate that was there in the Gulf. Yes, he was, but I never met him that seemed to carry more psychological baggage than anyone I've ever seen. All conversation ended abruptly. There was nothing left to say. They could be talking about preventing the domino effect, being the pretense for sending troops both to Korea and Vietnam. When in reality, with Vietnam, the reasons we first went in are probably more closely tied to helping protect France's colonial interests. And with some hindsight, the domino effect itself seems kind of silly, at least in regard to Vietnam. Vietnam doesn't fit neatly because they weren't led by communists so much as the nationalists. Vietnam was good, and they made us fight each other. The Democrat, wait. A leader who wanted to close ties with the U.S. precisely because to free ourselves from colonialism. A leader who asked our rep to their declaration and read from. Not a homo. Okay, hold up. The Bay of Pigs. About the Gulf of Tonkin. Yeah, the Bay of Pigs is crazy. What was that? Y'all. How did. Who not only tried to launch a preemptive nuclear war, but also tried to tie his hands from Cuba to Vietnam. He had already ordered a complete withdrawal of all U.S. forces from Vietnam before his death. We're already gone. Sorry. A situation demonstrates that JFK really did confront a Cold War bureaucracy that was completely out of control. The CIA was doing everything from mind control on U.S. citizens to Dude, that's what we're fucking talking about. The CIA was doing everything from mind control on U.S. citizens to chemical warfare tests and everything else under the sun. Coups, espionage, and interventions everywhere. Eisenhower got us involved in Vietnam, and the falsified Casus Belli was the Gulf Bay of Pigs 5 years after JFK was dead. He was also was beginning to second guess his decision to send more troops in the last weeks of his life. Who's Kissinger? That's what he's saying. That's what this guy's saying. The botched Bay of Pigs. He tried to go to war. Trump did it. Hold up. What are we looking up? What did he do during the Cuba? I keep forgetting this shit. Oh, hold up. A 13-day Cuban Missile Crisis was a nuclear standoff between the U.S. and sparked by Soviet missiles in Cuba. Dude, I'm in Florida. I might get blasted, bro. There's nukes in Cuba. Cuba. I need y'all to EMP them and take them out, alright? I'm in Florida. Dude, I'm literally by a Navy base. So it's like, there's hella bases in Florida. Like, I wouldn't fuck with any of this shit. But anyway, this guy knows what we're talking about because we're on Reddit. We see it, but I'm just gonna end the video there. Hey, man. We got snakes getting the head pop. I'm getting the mop stop. You know what I call a cop? Nope. I don't need that. Cause my album won't flop, hip hop. Penny's gonna drop when I grab the mic. I'm done. This goes bars. I don't even know how I feel about the world right now. Y'all was weird. But yeah. Stay safe out there, guys.